Hello and welcome to this recorded webinar. Today I would like to introduce to you the MySalesDrive application and in particular how to use your trial account. Please know that this webinar doesn't replace a real software training and just provide you information necessary for the evaluation period. What you currently see is the landing page of the Konica Minolta MySalesDrive application. In the middle, you see the system requirements and two buttons to start either the MySalesDrive cloud-based application or the native application for iOS called Capture IT. Let's see what the difference between these two models is. On one hand, you have the MySalesDrive application. This is a cloud-based solution with full functionality, full database and all features for calculation the TCO. All information is stored in the cloud based on an Amazon server in Ireland. On the other hand, we're providing the Capture IT model. This is a native application which works also offline because it's important to collect information on customer side also without any internet connection. We're providing also interfaces to be able to exchange data between the Capture IT model and the cloud-based solution. For example, you can start working from the scratch with Capture IT model, collecting information on customer side, then upload this information to cloud and continue working in the MySalesDrive application. Or you can preload a CSV file from your customer using the MySalesDrive application, then download this file to Capture IT model and plot devices on the map. When you finish, you can upload this information again back to the cloud. In order to start the trial account, you should use the MySalesDrive.com page and click on Trial Server button. Confirm the trial license and you will see the login screen. I would like to introduce to you two different profiles, the basic one and advanced profile. The basic profile is just about to import a CSV file and quickly get results without any editing information and spending time on checking this. So let's see how the basic profile works. Now you see the basic profile and the user interface of the MySalesDrive application. And on top of the screen, you see the main menu with functionality like new project, open existing project, import CSV file, select the project, and also help with help user guide. In order to start working with the basic profile, just click on import CSV file. Then click on yes if you want to create a new project. Change the name of your project if you want, and select a CSV file. The CSV file is, for example, from PrintFleet or FM Audit or other print fleet management tools. This is just a normal table with information about model names and the volumes. Click on Open and the software will try to recognize this file based on existing profiles. As you see, this file has been recognized now, and all we have to do is to confirm with OK. The information from your CSV file is now imported to the MySalesDrive, and you can now go to the dashboard in order to see the results. The great thing within the MySalesDrive application is that even if you don't have a lot of information from your customer, you will get a result based on one hand on the database information, on the other hand on presettings like depreciation periods and some other application settings. You can also go to the reporting in order to export reports in different formats using Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, or Excel format. We're using the very powerful reporting engine which allow you to modify all these templates, to brand templates, create your own templates based on your corporate design, just using our placeholders from the placeholder catalog. If you want to create a report, just click on the report generation button and then the report will be generated and downloaded. Now you see the report and all devices out of your project with all costs and information out of the database like speed and some other specifications. Even the hardware and energy CO2 emission is calculated fully automatically, and you can provide this information to your customer. Of course, this is something what is based on a database, and if customer would say to you, okay, I need more precise results, in that case, you should go back to the current situation workspace and change some information in a current asset list. What you see now is a current asset list. So these are devices out of your CSV file, but with information about this TCO and cost per page. You can select a device and change the price. You see the database price, and you can adjust this database price by changing and entering the customer information. The same is for consumables. Just select a device and change consumable prices in order to adjust the results based on customer figures. You can also highlight all of the devices in the list to see all of the consumables in order to adjust this information. It's also possible to copy and paste this information to Excel file to provide this to a customer in order to get the real prices. You can group by models, for example, to see the consumables only for particular models like these two machines and change prices accordingly. This was the basic profile and how to use the basic profile. Let's log out now and change to the advanced profile. As you probably noticed that this advanced profile has a much more different workspaces and much more different functionality. In order to start working with advanced profile, you can also go to the help menu, click on the user guide in order to see the user guide, check how you can work with the project, select information you need to see the whole documentation. Let's see how the advanced profile works. I will switch now to the projects. And we see now two different lists. On the left-hand side, we see the company list, and on the right-hand side, we see the project list. If you want to create a new client, just click on plus button in order to create a new client. Enter the address information, and then you can create projects. You can change project details there, select the closure rate, estimated amount, what is probably important for your sales management. In the next workspace, you are able to change the project structure. The project structure contains information about location, buildings, floors, and also departments and cost centers. You can add this information in order to use this later to assign this information to your assets and then get reports and results for every single location or for every single department. In the next workspace, you're able to work on a current situation and import a CSV file. What we see now is an empty list of the current devices. We can now start working with the plus button in order to select a device directly from the database, or we can use the paper-click button in order to import a CSV file. So let's see how inserting of devices from the database works. Click on the plus button and then you can search within the database for device. Just type the name of the device in the search box and the system will automatically show you all devices with this search text. You can also use the filtering functionality in order to filter devices for particular performance class, for example, or you can also use the group functionality to change the view and group, for example, by color. Now we see all laser jets which are color capable. Select the device and click on OK in order to insert this device to your current situation. All specifications of the device are now inserted to your projects, for example, dimensions, capacities, capabilities, and a lot of another information about this device. Even the price is now inserted, and this is a database price. It might be a recommended retail price or the market launch or the market price. You can decide what price you want to insert in the project settings. If your customer provides you another price, just write another price and confirm with enter. What is also important is that you're entering the volumes, because currently we have no volumes for this device, and that's why we don't have any cost per page. If you have a meta reading information, select last meta reading and put the meta reading information there. If you have two different snapshots, you can also use the list of the meta readings and add additional snapshots and give software possibility to calculate the difference between these two snapshots and calculate this way the monthly volumes. Or if you don't have any information about the meta reading, just put the estimated monthly volumes there. Let's say 500 pages mono and 700 pages color. Now we see that the cost per page is calculated. We have a TCO and all information of this device. If you have a CSV file from your customer out of the print fleet or FM audit system, you can use this paperclip button in order to import a CSV file. Select the CSV file, confirm with OK, and then again system will recognize automatically the CSV file, and all you have to do is just to confirm with OK. But if the system wouldn't recognize your file, you will see the profile will be unknown. In that case, you have to create a new profile by clicking on the plus button and changing all these test settings. It's necessary to do only once because the next time you will import the same structured file, the system will recognize your own profile again. The settings are looking very similar to Excel import data settings, like you have to select different settings like delimiter. This is a delimiter between different columns. So is it column a comma delimited or tab. You can select a qualifier if the text is delimited by some qualifier. If there are more than one headline, then you can select how many headlines you have and the number of foot rows. Another important thing is to define a decimal symbol and a thousand delimiter in order to convert figures accordingly. If you are finished with these settings, click on OK, and in the next window, you are able to assign the CSV columns with properties out of our database. Means all you have to do is to select the right properties out of the list and assign this property to your CSV file. When the allocation is done, you can just confirm with OK. You can also use the column matching identifier in order to insert more than one CSV file. If you have various sources, for example, one is from Printfleet, another one from FM Audit, and one from HP software, then you can combine this information there. You can use the matching identifier in order to merge information from different CSV files. Click on OK in order to import the CSV file. What you'll see as next is another view of this table where the system shows you the matching of models based on comparison between our database and your CSV file. You should recheck if everything was fine in order to make sure that all devices are correctly inserted. For example, in our CSV file, we had a device called LJ5, and the system recognized it as LaserJet 5 out of our database. So this is the right one. You don't have to take care of this. If you would find a device which is not correctly inserted, click on the Reassign button in order to select the device from the database. When you finish with this view, you can select another view, for example, cost results, or just a default view, and you can also create your own views for this table. If you want to see how the TCO is calculated, you can click on the current asset financial window in order to see all the details of the TCO calculation. You see the price, the TCO, the split of the TCO, the product part, the maintenance part, contractual and non-contractual maintenance part, information about consumable cost, support services, energy, in order to understand how we're calculating the TCO. Because it's always important to understand the TCO calculation in order to give the right arguments to your customer and explain how the figures are calculated. Another important feature of the BizDrive application is a flow mapping. Now I'm going to show you how to work with a flow mapping tool. Select the current flow planner and then click on Upload Flow button. Select the flow plan. This must be a JPEG file. Make sure that your customer allows you to upload these flow plans to the cloud and click on Open. Select area you want to use from the flow plan and confirm with OK. The first thing you have to do is to scale the flow plan. In order to do this, you have to select 2 points where you can estimate the distance. Normally it's a distance between in a door, so just click with the right mouse button, select Scale, select another point, and then enter the distance. Confirm is OK, and you are done with scaling. Now you can drag and drop devices to the flow map. And by the way, this is something what you can also do with Capture IT model. Capture IT model is available on App Store. You can download it for free with your iPad. And then you can use the login credentials of this BizDrive application in order to exchange projects with BizDrive application. In the first screen of the Capture IT model, you see the login screen where you're entering information of your login credentials. You can use this setting button to change the server. If you're using the trial server, type in www.mysalesdrive.com/trial. If you're using the Konica Minolta server, productive server, type in www.mysalesdrive.com/Konica Minolta. In the next window, you see the list of the projects where you can select the project, create a new one, or use this close button in order to download or upload the project. If you downloaded the preloaded project with information about devices, but they are not plotted on a flow map, you can list these devices, use your barcode scanner in order to identify the right device by serial number, and then plot device on a map. When you finish with this, you can upload this information back again to the cloud, and then you will have all this information there and all devices will be already plotted on a map. But as I mentioned before, it's also possible to plot devices directly by just using the drag and drop functionality and put devices on desired positions. It is also possible to change the icon size and the label size. You can move the label away from the icon in order to have better view to the flow map. All icons are designed that you can see the main capabilities of device, like is it a color device, is network supported, is A3 supported, and so on. You can also use the radius functionality in order to see the using radius of device. By default, the system uses the application settings and the radius of 3 yards, but you can click with the right mouse button, edit asset, and adjust information about the radius. You can enter the number of users and the usage radius. You can also change some additional information like security identification, confidential drops. This is something what is necessary later for the future state design. You can also use the right mouse button in order to add areas. You can highlight the border points of area and then enter the name of the area. Let's say this is a sales department. You can change the color, insert some remarks, and click on OK. Insert the second area by clicking with the right mouse button and selecting the border points. Again, enter the name, IT department, and confirm with OK. It is also possible to insert some additional icons on the map, like tunnel stock or information about the connectivity, information about the users, and so on. Let's click with the right mouse button and add this kind of icons. For example, we have there a Wi-Fi connection. We can also add additional things like supervisor or key user All this information are helpful for the future state design. It helps you to visualize the current state in order to decide how you can optimize and how you can suggest something new to your customer. Another view of the current state is located in the next workspace, and this is something very floor plan orientated, where you see on the left the floor map. You can select the device and change information accordingly on the right. It's also important to mention that it's possible to change some default figures. In order to do this, go to the project settings dialogs. And then you can change some preset figures. This is important for the TCO calculation of purchase devices. For example, you can change depreciation periods for different groups. You can define how the period of use should work. By default, we're calculating purchase devices with depreciation period. If devices are out of the depreciation period, we're using the individual period of use and dividing the price by number of months. You can also adjust some additional calculation settings like purchase calculation. If you don't have information about the installation date, which is necessary for calculating the monthly volumes, if you have only one meter reading, then we're using the market launch date plus 6 months. You can decide when we should use the market launch date. You can also apply the product discount and surcharge if you want to adjust the prices out of our database. The same you can do for consumables, and also you can set the default coverage for the calculation of consumable costs. There are also another settings available like scope, duration of authentication for calculation the walking parts and costs, the paper usage, the cost of the paper, the number of duplex, maintenance information, hourly rate for the maintenance if you want to capture also some information about current spend on repairs and support of device. This is the area where you can adjust the floor plan. What you see in these labels, for example, you can activate model, consecutive number, mono and color volumes are currently activated. We recommend to activate, for example, room number in order to assign device to a right room, and you can deactivate it again if you don't need it anymore. There are also some information settings about the TCO calculation, what should be considered, the energy cost, paper cost, process cost, and if you want to separate this information or not. Even the green IT and environment factors are editable, and you can adjust this information based on your needs. Click on OK to recalculate everything again, and the TCO will be calculated again. In order to see the current asset real volumes, click on this window where you see the real volumes of an asset, because the real volumes are calculated based on either the meter reading or the estimated volumes. If you have a meter reading, then the software will take the meter reading, the installation date, the current capturing date, and calculate the monthly volumes accordingly. If you don't have meter reading, software would take the estimated volumes and use it as the real volumes for every TCO calculation. Please notice that all devices are calculated as purchase devices by default. If you want to adjust some additional information for purchase devices, you can put some additional costs. For example, if you have invoices about reports, repairs, and support on demand. You can put these figures there. You can select more than one device and put this information there. This is important to have a clear picture about the full spend on devices if these are purchase devices. In case if your customer have already some contracts, some lease contracts and maintenance contract, you should use the next workspace called current state contract. The current state contracts workspace allow you to create contracts or capture contracts and assign devices which are in this contract. Select the contract type in the list. For example, if it a leasing plus maintenance, including or excluding supplies, and then click on OK. The next thing is to insert all the contract informations, like the contract start, the duration of the contract, of the third-party contract. You can give a name to a contract. Enter the lease rate for all devices. You can enter the fixed volumes. The customer buy price per page for the maintenance. And when you are done with entering all these contract details, select the current asset list in order to select devices which are assigned to this contract. Hold Control button, select more than one device, and drag and drop these devices to the contracted object list. Now you see that the TCO has been recalculated for these two devices. The TCO consists of the lease rate on the one hand, and on the other hand on maintenance part. So we see the product part is about $300 and the maintenance part $130 based on the fixed volumes and a customer buy price per page. So this is a way how you can calculate contract, and if you want to have a view on a contract results to see how the costs are calculated, if there are some additional costs, you can click on this contract result window in order to see the contract details. Similar to the basic version, you have ability to show the current state dashboard. So just click on the current state dashboard in order to see the results of your current situation. Now you see where your customer are and what you can do in a future state. You can also go to the report generator in order to generate reports for the current situation only, or you can go ahead with optimization. So let's see how the optimization works. We're providing two different types of the optimization. On the one hand, you have optimization for using tables. This is something for people who are used to work a lot with Excel and they're more familiar to using some kind of table-based optimization. In that case, use the table-based optimization. Select the device you want to optimize. Drag and drop this device to the right, and then select the method of the optimization. Now you can decide what you want to do with this device. You have different options. You can keep this device as it is. For example, if this device has a new contract and it's not good to replace this contract now, perhaps you want to replace it later. Or you can replace one by one, consolidate the volume by one to one, or split volume. Let me select one-to-one optimization to show you how does it work. You can now select a new device out of the database and replace the current device. Select the device and click on OK. In the next window, you have possibility to assign different accessories and parts of this device. This is important for later calculation of the future state contracts in order to have a whole price of your new device. Click on OK to finalize this. When you finished, the old device disappearing from the left and the new device disappearing on the right. This is because we have on the left a view non-optimized devices. Means that we see on the left side only devices which are not already optimized. On the right we see only the future state devices. You can also use the current asset utilization rate in order to optimize devices. You can use this view in order to decide how you want to optimize and which devices should be optimized. Sometimes devices are overloaded or underloaded, and you can decide whether you want to split the volumes or consolidate the volumes. You can also see the future state and the current state green IT results. This is a very detailed information about the green IT calculation, about their energy demand, CO2 emission, and resources. You see also some equivalent figures, how many trees need to be cut to consume so much energy. So let's see now how the visual optimization works. So this is more pretty optimization way because you see visualized all devices on the screen and you can decide what devices you want to optimize and how you want to optimize and see side by side the current state and the future state. In order to switch between different floors, you can click on site list and select a floor you need to optimize. You have also the current state list to see devices which are located on the floor. These are devices which are plotted on the floor. In order to optimize devices, all you have to do is to select these devices with a left mouse button, holding control button, and highlight all devices you want to optimize. Click with the right mouse button on these devices and select Optimize Assets. Now the same dialog appears like you know from the table-based optimization, where you can select the method of the optimization. Let's say in that case we want to consolidate the volumes and select many-to-one optimization. And again, we can search for a device out of the database, or we can also switch to portfolio. If we would switch to portfolio, then we will see all devices within your portfolio. Portfolio is something like your own database where you can maintain your devices, your own dealer prices, where only you have access to. You can select the device out of your portfolio and click on OK to insert this device. Again, the same dialog appears like you know from the table-based optimization, where you can decide what parts and what accessories you want to assign to this device. Click on OK if you finished, and the new device will appear in a map. You can select the position of this device And these arrows show you how the volumes are going to. For example, if you want to move some volumes to another device, you can also click with the right mouse button, Add Future State Asset, select the black and white device, for example, again, accessories, and then say, okay, I want to move all mono volume from this device to this device. Select both devices, click with the right mouse button, and select Add Optimization Link. By default, it's 0 because we already moved 100% of volumes to this new machine. But we can now adjust this by clicking with the right mouse button, select Edit Optimization, and say we want to move 100% of mono volumes to this device. So this is, by the way, A4 volumes because we have in the background some A3 volumes and they are currently not activated. That's why not of all volumes are currently moved. Click on OK in order to finalize your optimization. There is also another way how you can optimize devices because sometimes you don't know what exactly you want to provide in the future state. In that case, you can work with so-called virtual devices. Virtual device is a temporary device for to plot on a map in order to be replaced from the fully automatically use the proposal designer. Before I explain how the proposal designer works, I would like to switch to the portfolio to show you how the portfolio maintenance works. Portfolio is something like your own database, as I mentioned before. You can create a new portfolio. You can click on the share button in order to share this portfolio with different user groups. This is a way how you can maintain a portfolio and share it for all users who are using MySalesDrive application and should access your prices. And only you as a dealer have access to this portfolio because this is something privately saved for your own purpose. It's not available for any other users out of your company. You can decide what users can see this portfolio and can access to this portfolio. In order to insert a device, just click on the plus button, select the device out of the database to insert all of the specifications, consumable, accessories, and all you have to adjust is just to set up your price, change your dealer price. For example, if you're buying this device for $5,000, just enter this price and the system will consider this price for the future state calculation. You can also set up the service click for the future state contract, the service charge if you want to be able to calculate without any adjustment in the future state. It's very important for the proposal designer to have information about the recommended volume range. You should decide in what volume range you want to plot what device. So select all of the devices and then decide what volume range is appropriate used for this device. Define the recommended optimum volume range, the minimum and the maximum volume range. The volume range and the capacities and the capabilities are the main rules for the proposal designer functionality. The proposal designer will try to search within your portfolio for proper device and replace the virtual devices with devices out of your portfolio. So let's see how does it work. I will step back again to the visual optimization, and we see now our optimization there. And let's optimize devices which are not already optimized. So let's say we want to optimize these 3 devices. I will click with the right mouse button, select Optimize Assets. But now I would like to activate Design using Virtual Assets option. When you're activating this option, the system wouldn't provide a device out of your portfolio or out of the database immediately. It just will replace by a virtual device. So let's see how the one-to-one replacement works. You can give a name for the temporary device if you want. And what you see now, these 3 devices are replaced by a virtual device in a future state. You can now also switch between different views. If you want to see only the current state, just click on the current state. Now you see only the current state devices. If you click on the future state, you will see the future state devices only, including these virtual devices. And these virtual devices contains now the information about the must-have requirements. We can go to Edit Assets and to see these must-have requirements. These are, for example, the capabilities and other information about the volumes. For example, this virtual device has requirements. It should support A4 format. It should be supporting printer and network. And this must have requirements based on the old devices. Of course, if the customer have some additional wishes, for example, it should support in the future also duplex as well, then just activate these additional requirements there. These are the rules for the proposal designer to choose the right device out of your portfolio. Now let's see how the proposal designer works. To start using proposal designer, you can go to dialogues and click on proposal designer. If you just want to use proposal designer for this particular floor, then click on this button, generate a solution using proposal designer for a particular floor. Click on proposal designer. The system suggests you to make a backup of your project. If you want, click on yes. And it's not you that there are still some devices in your project which are not optimized. If you want to replace these devices also, click on yes. If you just want to replace devices which you have manually created, click on no. Now you can select one of the available portfolios. You can select criteria the proposal designer should consider and then click on OK. The system now searching within your portfolio for the right devices and replacing all these 3 virtual devices with devices out of your portfolio. You can check the decision of the system and see how the decision works. Why, for example, this device wouldn't be selected because, for example, color is not supported or duplex is not supported. You can create also different packages in your portfolio. And for example, with finisher option, without finisher option, with duplex, without duplex, and so on. To replace these virtual devices now, just click on OK. And the system will now replace all virtual devices with devices out of your portfolio, which are covering all these must-have requirements based on the old machines on the one hand, and on the other hand, based on special wishes of your customer. Now you're finishing the future state, and you can go now to the future state asset list in order to adjust information for the calculation. You can select a device out of the list and edit information on the right. Adjust prices, dealer cost, price per page, charges, some additional costs, everything you need for the future state calculation. If you want to change some equipment or change some parts, click on this button in order to reassign the equipment. You can remove one equipment or put additional one. Click on OK when you finish. Similar to the current state, you have future state financial window where you can see all the details about the calculation of the TCO. But by default, all devices are calculated as purchase devices, means that this TCO now is based on the purchase calculation. We're just dividing a price by a number of depreciation months on one hand, and on the other hand, calculating the consumable costs. When you're finishing entering all price information, you can go to the next step, future state contracts. This is area where you can create your new contract, select the type of your contract, click on OK, then select all devices which should be included into your contract. Let's say all these devices we want to include in our new contract, and then drag and drop these devices to the contracted object list. Now we can give a name for the new contract. Enter the start date, changing duration, entering installation fee. You can change the lease rate to be able to calculate the product part, or in that case, this is a hardware part. So we see the total sum of devices, means that this is your purchasing price. You can put a margin there, and the system would automatically calculate the gross profit and the monthly value. On the other hand, you can define the fixed page volume. So currently we have a total volume of 6,436 pages per month, for example. So let's just say we want 7,000 fixed volumes for mana and 2,000 for color. Apply. You can always compare this with the real volumes. So the real volumes is your expectation for the future. And the fixed volumes, this is something what will be in your contract. You can also now change the maintenance, means that you see the maintenance over the whole period of time. You can apply some discount, you can use the margin to calculate the maintenance, and then you see the monthly volume value. You can also define the customer by overpage if you want. You can also apply some additional buy charges and changing the command settings. So this is the way how you can calculate the contract for the future state, and when you're finished, you can go to the report generator. The report generator provides you a number of different templates, and you can select one of these templates in order to generate it and see the results. So let's see how the PowerPoint template looks like. Just click on Generate button in order to generate this PowerPoint template. Click on Open button to open the downloaded file, and now you see the generated report. You see all these devices out of your current situation, and of course the future state assets as well. Even information about the CO2 emission, the energy consumption, and all these environment figures are included. This is a list of the new devices, the new products, and a comparison between current situation and the future state. The good thing within this report generator is that you are able to adjust these reports for your needs. For example, let's download the template without generating. We will click on this button, click on open, and now we will see the original template. Means that we don't see now the figures out of your project, we just see the placeholders. And if you want to rebrand, change colors, just use the normal Microsoft Word functionality in order to change everything. You can even create your own template from the scratch, because we're providing a list of a lot of different placeholders, like this one, project name, or the project contact person, for example, makes or total cost of ownership. This is just a text where you can copy paste from the placeholder catalog to your template and use it for the calculation. Let's say we want to rebrand this, select my logo, so this is a way how you can change something in the template, remove some other logos, change colors, for example, and all this what you can do within the Words application. The good thing is that you don't have to learn any special tools in order to design your own reports. So you're massively saving time then to generate these reports, because all you have to do is to create only once a template, and the next time you just click on generation button and the software will generate this report. So let's see how does it work. I will save this report now. And we will now upload this report to the cloud. In order to upload your own template, click on this plus button, select your file, click on open, and then this report is available there. You can click on generation in order to generate this report. And now we will see our new report. So with your own logo, but with a real customer figures out of your project. Within this list, we're providing also the standard Konica Minolta report, which might be also reworked by you. And also there are some other documents available. For this, I will need to go to the another view. Let me logging out for a second and go to the Konica Minolta server. So when you have when you are on a productive server, you will have also possibility to download the security white paper. This is something what's important for your client, for example, because all data is stored in a cloud, and the security white paper show you how the data is stored, what security method it is, and what is done that your data is safe. There is also FAQ available in a leaflet. So the next thing I want to show you is how the customizing is worked. Because the BizDrive application is very flexible solution, and you can customize different workspaces on the left. All workspaces you see there, they are customized in collaboration with Konica Minolta Europe. If you activate design mode, you can insert a new workspace. Let's say this is my workspace. You can change icon, change some description of this workspace, and then you have a clear space to insert windows from the pool. And we have a pool of pin windows which are available, and they're all interacting with each other. Let's see how does it work. I would now insert a current asset list. And I can also insert, for example, current asset utilization rate. We can also use some additional windows, for example, energy demand, and put this window on desired position. So now we can switch between different devices, and we see the utilization rate and the energy demand of device. So this is a way how you can customize your own workspaces. You can then go to customizing, export your own layout, save it for later use, or import a saved layout again. If you want to reset layout to the default changes, just click on Reset Layout or under Layout Changes. You can also insert, for example, a site list of your project if you want to move device to a new position. For example, let's say we want to move these two devices from the old location to the building 1, floor 1. Just drag and drop these devices in order to reassign them to the new position. Next to the customizing of the workspaces, we're providing also possibility to adjust information you see in the form, where you can edit details. For this, we have two different forms. One is full form. It's providing you always 100% of information. It's about 500 different fields which are available for every single asset. Or you can use a dynamic form. The dynamic one is something where you can decide what information you want to capture and what you want to edit and see. Because it doesn't make sense to work with all of these 500 fields, because otherwise it's going to be too complicated. Means that if you want to adjust something, you can go to the dialogues and change the project settings. If you want to change the project settings for every new project, then go to the application settings. Once you have changed the application settings, every new project will automatically transfer these settings from the application settings. Let's see how does it work. Click on the project settings and then go to the capturing area, and now you can decide what fields you want to include in this form. For example, we see now that the estimated volumes we just have total, prints, mono, and A4. If you want to insert some additional volumes, for example, information about duplex and scans, just activate these two fields there. And once you have clicked on OK, the system will redraw automatically the dynamic form. Now you see in addition another fields. This is also a way how you can prepare everything for the capturing on site. Means you can speak to your customer, say what you want to capture, and then prepare everything, download this project to an iPad, and on the iPad you will still see only the fields you defined in the project settings. Even some additional information from from the database might be included, like dimensions, capabilities, capacities, and all these different specifications. They are automatically taken from the database. So this is a way how you can customize the software. And last but not least, I would like to show you the quick view to the database. Let me log out and log in with my database maintenance credentials. This is basically the view that our colleagues from the database maintenance have, and they are maintaining devices within a database by inserting all of the specifications, uploading the device images, entering Green IT specification, and all information you need for the calculation. Means that you are massively saving time on getting this information. You don't have to search in the internet for devices, for prices, for capabilities, and so on. All these things which are necessary to provide a good proposal to your customer. You can search for a device within the database, group by different criteria, and see all this specification there. Technology, performance, different names, even a deep configuration, capacities, paper features, finisher, and all this stuff is available there. Of course, also the energy information and environment is available in order to calculate the Green IT. All supplies available for device are included into the database. So on this view, you see all consumables which are available for this device. And we're using this toner consumables in order to calculate the TCO, or in the first step, the cost of consumables. If you need some help, just click on Help User Guide in order to see the user guide. Let me just show you a few additional screenshots of iPad and explain how does it work. In order to work with the iPad, go to the App Store with your iPad. It doesn't work on an iPhone, just consider to use for iPad. Download the Capture IT application, it's for free. And then you can use your login credentials of the trial account. So enter your user name and password. Click on the setting button in order to change the server if necessary. And then click on Start. When you start using the application, you can click on Download button in order to access all projects located in your cloud. You can download this project to your iPad and then use it, capturing information on site, and later upload this project again. These are the buttons for download and upload. Then you can go through the structure, select the floor, upload a floor plan image. You can make a photo of a fire exit plan, for example, if customer provide you permission to do this, and then plot devices on a map. On the iPad app, we are providing also a small database or a limited database with all model names and the main specification like capabilities. Because the full database is available only in the cloud. But it allows you to select a device out of this small database and insert this device to the map. You can switch between different views by clicking on these googles, and if the barcode sign will appear, then you can see all devices within your project. and use this search box for search a proper device to be plotted on the map. You can also attach a Bluetooth barcode scanner in order to search for a device using the barcode scanner and search for a serial number. Plot a device or an object on the list, scale the floor plan, record some areas, and finalize the capturing on site. It is also possible to capture different sites, the different people, and then merge this information in the cloud. Thank you very much for watching this webinar. If you have any further questions, please contact us at support@performit.net. Thank you very much and bye-bye.